algorithm, AI, and human experience. So today's conversation explores the evolving relationship between technology, audience, and participation in the digital age. So our session topic today is from culture, from consumers to collaborators. Yeah, the new audience in the age of AI. The digital landscape is rapidly changing. Audiences are no longer just passive consumers of content, products, and experiences. They are now active collaborators shaping conversations, influencing innovation, creating content, or co-creating content as well, and driving brand narratives in real time. So with the rise of AI-powered platforms, creator economies, platform experiences, and interactive technologies, the line between creators and consumers continues to blur. So today's discussion will examine how AI is transforming audience engagement, redefining participation, and creating new opportunities for collaborators between brands, creators, business, and communities. We will also explore the implications of this shift for creativity, trust, authenticity, and the future of our digital experiences. So joining us today are incredible lineup of industry leaders, innovators, marketers, creative, and technology experts who will share valuable insights on how organizations and individuals can navigate and thrive in this era of audience collaboration and AI-driven engagement. So thank you. I will start by introducing our first speaker, Femi Kehinde. So Femi Kehinde is a seasoned marketing and growth leader with extensive experience building and scaling brands across emerging and global markets. As a senior product and brand marketing professional, he specializes in go-market strategy, brand positioning, and growth-driven marketing initiatives that drive business impact and consumer engagement. With a strong track record of leading high-impact campaigns and market expansion strategies, Femi brings deep expertise in the intersection of product marketing, brand development, business growth. He's also a member of CMO Council, contributing to conversation, shaping the future of marketing, innovation, and consumer engagement across industries. So you're welcome, Femi.
Thank you very much, Mason, for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
All right, our next speaker here is Fokwe Foluwa Ibrahim. So Fokwe Foluwa Ibrahim is a communications officer at Tech Hype Advisory, where she leads communication across work, spanning startups and business advisory, corporate governance, emerging technologies, data protection, cybersecurity, and digital safety. She's particularly interested in how people engage with information technology and changing digital behavior. Wow. So her experience spans public relations agencies, non-profit organizations, and advisory environments, where she has contributed to campaigns, public education resources, and thought leadership focused on communication, child online safety, cybersecurity awareness, and audience engagement. Fokwe Foluwa recently co-authored the article When Marketing Meets AI, Governance Lessons for African Businesses. So exploring the intersection of AI, marketing, and audience trust. With a background in mass communication and training in digital products and content marketing, her work sits at the intersection of strategy, culture, and storytelling. So next, okay, let's welcome you, Fokwe.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
And we are glad to have you on board. So Emeka Agara. Emeka Agara is a full-stack software engineer and product designer with experience building scalable digital products, leading developer communities, and facilitating AI and technology training programs. Worked with different organizations, including Google, InterSwitch Group, Cowrise, Code Nigeria. Sorry if I didn't get that very well. And he is passionate about innovation, emerging technologies, and creating impactful user-focused solutions. You're welcome, Emeka.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Good to be here. Thank you.
We are glad to have you on board. All right, and then last but not least, we have Olatunde Wells, who is the co-founder and product marketing lead at MicroVarsity, a digital workforce development platform helping Africans across global income opportunities through international trade as export business, remote work, and international career education. All right. Since founding MicroVarsity, Olatunde has trained over 2,000 Africans to earn in foreign currency, work with global clients, and compete on the world stage, building one of Nigeria's most practical bridges across African talents and the global digital economy. His work sits at the intersection of human behavior, technology, and economic access. He doesn't just study how audiences evolve, he has built products, run campaigns, and grown communities that depend on getting that evaluation right. So at MarkHack Conversation today, Olatunde will bring that ground level experience to one of marketing's most urgent questions, which is, what happens to your audience when AI shifts them from passive consumers into active collaborators, and how do you build for that reality? Welcome, Olatunde Wells. Glad to have you on board.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm super excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are glad to have you on board as well. Okay, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to a highly insightful and engaging conversation. So now let's kickstart this conversation. So to start with, I'll invite our first speaker, Femi. Femi, as AI reshapes customer engagement and brand communication, how do brands adapting to audiences now expect participation, personalization, and collaboration rather than one-way marketing? Over to you, Femi.
So how I see it is, okay, hello everyone. So my name is Femi, as Prince has introduced me. So what the real adaptation means is designing the relationship between brand and its audience, right? So from a broadcast model to a participation model. Prior to now, marketing used to be sort of a one-way marketing, like you rightly said. So where the brand communicates on a one-way basis, right? They probably don't get feedback from their current existing consumers, or they just create a strategy, do the research, rather create a strategy, and then broadcast the marketing strategy and whatever channels they want to use. But with AI, that whole marketing has changed based on that. So what happens this time is there's a whole participation model where you have to involve your consumers when you're building. It's no longer a one-way. It's no longer a one-way street, right? I'll give a practical example with my work at Tripper. So when we're starting, basically we were building to. So Tripper is basically a last-mile delivery platform working with businesses. So when we're starting out, we were just the plan was just to research the market, create a solution, and then show our consumers here's the problem and this is the problem, and see fit as or work with it however you see fit. So prior to that, we had done our research, we had done the whole understanding the target audience, and then talking to the target audience, understanding it, doing the research, and then we found a way to communicate with them, right? So the strategy was ready. But before launching, I decided to talk to these people we're trying to sell to, right? So the logistic managers, businesses, enterprise logistic managers, and then the feedback I got from them was quite different from what the strategy that has already been built. So they had real life information, right? They had real life complaints that I got feedback from. And then I decided to work with them to create a solution, right? So that brought me back to the table, and then having to work with this target audience in terms of bringing a solution, because this product is right, it's for them, right? So that changed the whole game for us. And then as time went on, we launched this product based on this real-time feedback we got from target audience, and then it was all good. So we launched it, everything was fine, and then we started getting referrals, word of mouth, and all of that because we built a solution for people. So what I'm trying to drive at is that a lot of people, a lot of brands today still trying to focus on the one-way marketing. I'm not trying to involve people. I'm not trying to involve the consumers, right? So adapting to this is quite hard as a brand, but this is something we have to do as a gradual process, right? And then this shift basically is how do I put it? So this shift from audience to co-creator and then the AI infrastructure that makes this possible at scale, AI can then synthesize feedback from thousands of people. So what happens is you do your research, you can use AI to do your research, get feedback from people, create and optimize your content and all of that. But at the end of the day, there needs to be some sort of human connection, right, to whatever you're building and whatever you're marketing to this customer audience and to your audience. So AI can coexist with human interaction, and then yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically what I'm trying to say. So AI works with marketing, and then we also need to impute the whole human factor to it when marketing to your target audience, rather than just having the whole one-way marketing situation. Involve your customers, make them also part of the creators, right? And then not just a one-way street. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful insight, Femi. Thank you. All right. Next on the line is Fokwe Foluwa. So, Fokwe, as audience become more interactive and AI-driven platforms shape how information is consumed. So, how is the relationship between brands, platforms, and audiences evolving from communication to collaboration?
Hi, Prince Will. Thank you. And once again, my name is Foluwa. Yes, so I think before social media platforms, algorithms, and AI systems and platforms, you know, communication was linear. It was a situation of message to channel to audience, and then in some cases, we have feedback. But now the feedback loop is not as slow and controlled as it used to be. I mean, even in the early social media era, communication still largely followed that structure, that linear structure. Brands posted content, audiences would react, and then engagement was measured mainly by like likes, comments, or shares. But today, like AI-driven platforms have completely changed how communication moves and who influences it. It's now a situation where algorithms determine what people see, how often they see it, and sometimes even how they interpret it. And when we say algorithm, don't think of something very mechanical. What makes algorithm is data, and what is behind that data or those data, we have people behind them. So it's safe to say that people make up the algorithm, right? So audiences are no longer just consuming communication, because what determines what people see now is the algorithm, right? And it's a situation of what people think is okay for people to see or what people think is not okay for people to see. So audience now are now collaborating by influencing visibility. I mean, there are situations where you would naturally see a campaign or you'd see a post, and you know that ideally this thing would not have trended if this particular influencer or this particular person did not react to it or did not drop a comment. We've had situations like that it's just a normal post, and then an influencer or a person with maybe a large followership, comments on it, and then because of that it becomes a trend or it becomes a post that everybody wants to see. So it's just to show that it's not about a brand anymore. It's not about it doesn't look like the linear structure where a brand creates message and then shifts it to the channel, and then the channel, passes it to the audience. It's now a situation where you have the audience actively participating in how brands are perceived online. I think a very relatable example is the internet culture on platforms like Twitter and TikTok. Most times you'd even have situations where audience influence the identity of a brand more than the brand itself, and a campaign can completely change direction because of how people interacted with it online. Consumers remix content, they now remix content, create memes, they now challenge messages, influence conversations publicly. So globally too, we see the case of like Spotify with Spotify Wrapped, where users became part of the campaign experience itself by sharing personalized content. So it was not just the brand that was responsible for that campaign. That's why it's called personalized campaign. It was audience, the audience that was responsible for that campaign, by sharing, oh, this was my most listened to track, this was my most listened to album. So I think that's what collaboration looks like, right? It has evolved to a participatory experience. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was talking. I didn't know I was muted. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for Foluwa. Sorry if I got that right this time. Thank you for the insights on how the relationship between brands, platform, and audiences evolving from communication to collaboration. I really gained a lot from that. So over to you, Emeka. This question goes to you. As AI becomes more integrated into digital products and platforms, how can developers and product designers create experience that encourages users to actively participate and collaborate rather than simply consume? Over to you, Emeka.
Okay, good day, everyone. My name is Emeka. So basically, I think right now, like the world is shifting towards user-generated content above all frontiers. When it comes to social media, when it comes to starting up companies, when it comes to software development, right? Most people, right? Almost everyone is moving towards user-generated content, which means like you have people trying to build their own platforms, build solutions to their own problems, build their own audience, and build their own community, right? So, that way it directly, also affects, the software engineering field as well, whereby everyone now is trying to, kind of like be a founder or, solve their own problems, right? So that basically simply means that, instead of just sitting back and watching or subscribing to someone else's solution. People are actively making use of AI, whether as software engineers, software developers, product designers, and graphics designers generally. People are moving towards creating their own thing instead of like relying on other companies or other solutions, right? People are now trying to build their own thing, right? So there's so many numerous examples out there, right? Like instead of subscribing to a service, for example, people have various services they subscribe to in terms of like maybe editing your CV or maybe applying for jobs or several different solutions. But in the advent of AI, you can now actually build your own solution to your own problems that you're facing, and it's very amazing on all fronts for people to actually be able to participate and create their own solutions, right, to the various problems people are facing around them, and also to the community at large. So that's pretty much what I think, about, AI becoming an integral part of, some of these platforms. Basically, we encourage people to, definitely keep on creating and collaborating with the various communities instead of simply just, sitting back and being a consumer. So thank you very much for the question.
Okay. Thank you very much for the response. That was great, Emeka. So, the next online is Olatunde. So as AI changes how people learn, work, and engage online, how do you see audiences evolving from passive consumers into active collaborators within digital communities and platforms? Yes, Olatunde. Did you get me? Hello, do we have Olatunde here? Olatunde Wealth. Olatunde. Okay. I can see him in the house. Olatunde Wealth, Microversity. Okay. So, all right, maybe probably he's having a network hitch. Okay. Let's move over to the second round of questions. And then I'll come over to you this time, Femi. So from a product and marketing perspective, how can business balance data-driven personalization with authentic human connection in the age of AI? Apologies, I don't know if I can be heard.
Yeah, we can.
If you can hear me.
Hi, Prince Will, I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Femi, did
hear
you
me
hear
now?
my question?
Yeah, I
My
did.
earlier
I heard
Huh?
your question. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you clearly now.
Can you hear me
Get
now?
my
I heard you.
question.
I was trying
Okay,
to.
I said it.
Yeah, I did. I was trying to explain.
Okay, yeah. While waiting for Latunde, I said from a product and brand marketing perspective, how can businesses balance data-driven personalization with authentic human connection in the age of AI?
All right. Sorry, I think it was network. I was already explaining, but I think network was quite. But all right. So from my perspective, I mean, data and AI extraordinary at the first half of the relationship, of the marketing relationship. They help you understand, I mean, who the person is, what they care about, the moment they're in, the language that will resonate with these customers, right? So if you are, let's say you're marketing a budgeting app, for instance, right? Your data tells you this particular segment is an anxious person when it comes to money, usually at the end of the month, or rather than aspirational about saving at the beginning of the month, right? So that's data, that's AI giving you data based on this particular demographic, right? And so it gives you deep insights about a customer, about a particular target audience. So basically, that's AI doing its work, right? So on the other side, the human part also needs to take over, right? So which the human brings in the creative instinct, the storytelling, the emotional courage to say something true rather than something optimized, right? The willingness to take a position that might, I mean, alienate some people because it resonates deeply with them, right? So you're connecting with this target audience. That's where the human part comes into play, right? So some of these brands get to confuse it again. So these two things that try to use AI to generate emotional truth. The truth is you can't generate an emotional storytelling using AI. That has to be a human part that will give that story, that will resonate to your customers or to your audience, right? I would like to give another example from my professional career, where I worked in an international firm. So I was leading a regional, I was leading the regional marketing for a company, and then I covered India, Middle East, and Africa, right? So in that whole story, in my role, what happened is whatever strategy that is being built, yes, I use AI to get to understand them, to identify my target audience, to create a map, a mapping, a storytelling map. But whatever I have generated there, the communication style needs to be different in each location. What's the story I'm telling someone in London cannot be the same story I'm telling someone in South Africa, right? But I've used AI to understand this target audience in different markets. But then the human perspective needs to come in and give that differential storytelling. So what I usually do is I call it a 70-30 principle, where I let AI handle 70% of the work, excuse me. So the targeting, optimization, the distribution of my marketing materials and all of that, the timing, the A/B testing and all of that. So I use AI to optimize all of that. And then 30% of it is the human part where it is more this is more connected, right, to the audience, right? So I never compromise on that 30% because when you start compromising on it, that means your story, your go-to-market strategy is being compromised, right? It means you're not reaching out to the current, you're communicating like every other brand that uses AI. There is no differentiating factor uh, between your brand and every other brand that uses AI to communicate to their customers. So yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that wonderful insights, Femi. So I guess Olatunde is in the house. Olatunde Wells. So if you can hear me, Olatunde, please. Olatunde, can you hear me? So Olatunde, please, can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you.
Hello,
I
do we
can.
have Olatunde in the house? Okay, you can hear me.
Yeah, I don't
All right,
know.
sorry.
Maybe it is. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how clear you can hear me.
Uh,
Is
pardon
my
me.
voice?
Okay. Olatunde, this goes to you. As AI changes how people learn, work, and engage online, how do you see audiences evolving around passive consumers into active collaborators within digital communities and platforms?
Okay, thank you for that question. So the short answer is the short answer to that question is AI lower the barrier to for collaborators, and the long answer is this. Back then in back then before AI became popular, and I say before AI became popular, most people think that because AI, ChatGPT specifically, became popular, I think in 2022, they think AI started then, but AI started way back. But before ChatGPT and the likes became popular, it was difficult to become collaborators. There were a few collaborators at the top um, and mostly consumers at the bottom. I remember back in 2010 when I was in CCO, the first hackathon I participated in, we had designers, developers, business person, marketers, all came together in the space of 3 to 4 days to build a solution to a problem. They were split into teams and into different teams. And the first day was brainstorming, the second day was building a prototype, and the third day was wrapping it up, and the fourth day was presenting it. And the judges were able to select which of these ideas or which of these solution is the best solution fits to the problem. But looking back, just last month, I was at another hackathon that was tagged Vibe Coding Hackathon. What used to be like maybe 3 to 4 days hackathon was done in less than 6 hours. People were split into teams, and there were no really designers or developers. Everyone was collaborators. They were able to build a solution. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
So
we can.
everyone was able
Yes, we
to.
can.
Okay. Just to be sure you can hear me, because I can't hear myself. Okay, so everyone was able to build a solution by just vibe coding by telling the AI what the solution they want. Of course, the collaboration started before the AI, like by brainstorming what is the possible solution to this problem, and just a single prompt that was given to the AI, the solution was generated, was created, a working solution, and within an hour every team had their solution. So the judges were not looking at the team with the working prototype because that was outside of the conversation. Every team in that hackathon actually had the working prototype because AI made it easier. But what they were looking at is the best use case of the solution that was developed that solves the problem. So looking back, AI has made it easier for people that were just consumers. AI has lowered the barrier. You don't have to spend many years or many months of learning, trials and errors. You just need to know how to use AI. And like I always tell people, if you are dumb, of course, you get a dumb response from AI. But if you are smart, you get a smart answer from AI. Let me use also skit making for example. When we go to social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, especially all those video platforms, video social media platform. We go there to be entertained. And for a long time, skit makers were the one dominating that industry because you have to have your camera. Of course, phone has even made it easier. You have to have your camera, you have to shoot, get directors and all of that. But now, people that used to be consumers can just they are now skit makers and storyteller by just using AI. AI has eliminated the video recording, has eliminated getting the location, has eliminated a lot of things. These are some of the things that AI has been able to do.
Sorry,
Also in
but
microverse.
I have to cut you short. Just summarize in a few seconds, please, because of our
Okay,
time.
yes. So yeah, so even at my university, what we have also been able to do with AI is people are moving from just learning, but actually creating. Because when they take the course, it doesn't take them many months now for them to understand what the course is. They use AI to do the assignment, to also come up with the solution.
Hello, dear Olatunde. I guess his network reach. Okay. All right. I'm going to come over to or move over to the next round of question. Starting from for Folua. Okay. For Folua. So I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. From your experience in digital safety and audience engagement, how can organizations build trust and authentic human connection in a time when AI increasingly influences online behavior and communication? Over to you, Fokwe.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, so I think from my work around digital safety and audience engagement, I think firstly I'd like to note that of a truth, AI has made it easier to produce content, to personalize messages, to respond to people fast. I mean, we now have automated responses. But one thing that I very much believe is that trust is built by humans and not AI systems. Because when you're talking about trust, you're talking about honesty, you're talking about consistency, you're talking about care. And that's, those are qualities that you find with humans and not necessarily AI systems. And we're in a season or in a time where scam messages now look like real brand communication. Misinformation spreads faster than it used to be because now content is generated at, at scale, and everyone and anyone can generate content. Even in customer service, it seems like there's some sort of over reliance on automation. Not to say that automation is a bad one, but sometimes companies, organizations, or brands over rely on it, and it can make the audience feel distant from the brand. I mean, not every time that I reach out to a brand, it's not every time I reach out to a brand I want to be met with an automated response, especially when it comes to sensitive issues. So this is why both practice and governance now matter together. And even globally, frameworks like the European Union AI Act, OECD AI principles, South Korea's Basic AI Act, they point to the same idea that organizations remain responsible for how AI is used. And so, what does this trust look like? I'll just say it in like three simple ways. First is transparency. So, companies or brands should not just say, oh, we use AI. You should be clear about what you are using AI for, how data is used. For example, if a fintech app is using transaction patterns to suggest offers, users should know that, okay, it is, you are using my transaction pattern to suggest this offer to me. Shouldn't look like a guesswork. And human oversight too. Secondly, as much as AI can support speed, humans must still, oversee every output from AI. And the third is employee training. I think this is one part that we really need to pay attention to. Companies are quick to, train their employees on how to use AI, how to prompt engineer, but also we need to train employees on judgment when it comes to use of AI. Train them on what to automate and what not to automate, especially in highly regulated industries. And then monitoring and compliance. So organizations should actively review what AI systems are producing, and also from time to time, check for errors and then maybe compromise where necessary. Then responsiveness too. So when an issue happens or when something goes wrong, as a brand, you should be able to acknowledge that. So I think those are like the ways I know that brands can still build trust in this season where AI is being deployed, artificial intelligence is being deployed from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you for Folua. I wish I can just, I was enjoying it. I wish if not because of time, you can go on and on to teach us. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful insight on how AI is how AI increasingly influences online behavior and communications. Now, and organizations building trust and authentic human connection this time. Okay, over to you, Emeka. From your experience building scalable products and training tech communities, how is AI changing the way people interact with technology, content, and each other? I come again. From your experience in building scalable products and training tech communities. Now, looking at it from this topic now, how is AI changing the way people interact with technology, content, and each other? Over to you, Emeka.
Okay, so basically, right now, at the moment, basically, there's a big shift towards, technology being more conversational and contextual, right, than collaborative. So people are no longer spending hours like reading documentations or studying Stack Overflow and stuff like that, right? Right now, people want to have like, conversations with a chatbot or conversations with an AI IDE and, have their solutions deployed. So nobody really wants to in this space, I mean, mostly edtech, facilitating trainings and all of that. So nobody really wants to spend hours watching videos and stuff like that, right? People really just want to have all of the information in front of them. And, AI has actually helped a lot with that. So basically, from my experience building, products and training people, right? Right now, where we're at right now is that it is more conversational. For example, you tell your AI, build me an e-commerce platform, right? And then it builds out something for you, and then you take it from there and edit it, modify it into what you want, rather than several years ago, whereby when you want to build something, you first start from documentation, you start from reading resources and reading various stuff that have been published. So right now, it's much more easier and faster to bootstrap a project than the way it was before, and it's very, very amazing and very, very insane. Now you can spend literally like maybe an hour or 2 hours and you already have your MVP, as opposed to spending several weeks or several months building. So I would say it's a very welcome improvement, and it's a very wonderful one, having AI build platforms for us, and also help in the learning process. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emeka. I just feel like clapping. Oh, that was a wonderful insight. Thank you very much. Really gained something from your points. All right. Olatunde, welcome back. So through your experience, Olatunde, building a microvarsity, so what role does community participation and co-creation play in helping platforms remain relevant, trusted, and human-centered in the age of AI? Over to you, Olatunde. Hello. Hello, Olatunde. Okay, I guess it's a network issue again, but I can see him in the house. All right. Because of our time, I'll move over to the next round of questions. I'll come back again to you, Femi Kende. So, Femi, how do you see AI and an evolving consumer behavior influencing the future of go-to-market strategies, community building, and long-term brand loyalty?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So I think I'll just take them. I'll take it one by one. So I'll take go-to-market strategies, community building, as well as long-term brand loyalty. So regarding go-to-market GTM strategy, so the traditional playbook prior to now was, of course, you define the audience, build a message, select the channels, and then you start reaching out to your target audience. That whole playbook is over, right? AI has changed that whole game. In the age of this whole algorithm distribution, you do not have to control where your message goes to. The algorithm does that for you, right? And then the algorithm rewards the content that people engage with, share, and then respond to, not content that brands have paid to push. So basically, these days it's more about the algorithm. And then what this means is practically is that most effective GTM strategies today are not built around reach first. They are built around resonance first. You find the smallest possible audience that will love what you are doing, right? And then you deeply people that will talk about what you do, and then without being paid, and then the algorithm finds people like them to then distribute your content to. Then I'll be moving to basically community building. So as regards community building, community has become one of the most, personally, what I think is community has become one of the most overused and most misunderstood words in the marketing, right? So every brand says, oh, I want, say you want a community, you want to build a community. But very few of them understand what actually goes into building a community. A community is not an audience that follows you. Basically, it's a group of people that have shared identity, right? They buy into whatever you're selling. That's what a community is. It's not just about building. We have to get people who understand what you're building, what your product's all about. They love it, not just like it. So they share the same vision as you. That's basically what it says. So for AI can help you identify where these communities already exist, and then they help you understand what they care about. Just to understand this community, and then you then create strategies to get these communities on board, and then keep entertaining them on the platforms for them to keep this community entertained, and then also making sure that they keep using your product or whatever services you're providing, right? So AI has made marketing for us easier. Again, prior to now, you probably have to work times 10 to build a community efficiently. But with AI, it helps you identify them and then makes the whole process very easy to use, right? And then we'll be moving to long-term brand loyalty. Again, prior to the whole AI, brands, I mean, loyalty used to mean, used to be like a habit. So I buy a product because I usually buy this product. This is a brand I usually use. So for instance, I buy Pepsi every day because this is the brand I'm used to. But with the introduction of AI, that whole thing has changed, right? So AI has changed that whole narrative in the sense that people are now more conscious about what they buy. They're now more conscious about being loyal to a brand, right? So again, it's just me reiterating my point of saying that with AI, it's making a lot of our marketing campaigns a little
Thank
more.
you.
Okay,
Thank you. I know
sorry.
if I leave you, you can go on and on, but please, yeah, I will still allow you just a minute to run this off. Please, just
All
a
right,
minute
no
to run.
problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll just rush this. I mean, with AI, basically, I'll just reiterate that with AI, it has made marketing easy for us, and then the whole process can still be combined, right? But most importantly, let it be a balance or a 70-30 equation where you infuse AI in your marketing as well as a human touch to it, rather than having 100% AI, or yeah, mixing it and then creating an excellent result out of it. Thank you.
Uh, Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm the only one that enjoyed this. Yeah, I can see you're very well loaded. I really enjoyed your points. It was a wonderful insight. Though I might have one question too, but let's leave that for another time. So we have dear
All right.
Olatunde Wells back online, please. Can you hear me? Are you with us? Can
Yes,
we
I can hear
proceed?
you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
can.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you
So,
very much, Olatunde. So this important question goes to you. Now, through your experience building micro varsity, what role does community participation and co-creation play in helping platforms remain relevant, trusted, and human-centered in the age of AI? Over to you.
okay. Yeah, so that's a very important question, and it's something we have seen at Microversity. Even though AI can actually create content, we have seen that people want collaboration, people want accountability, they want belonging, they want that age to age factor, which is human to human connection. So for platforms that just use AI content because it makes things easier, what we have seen that it just makes you a vending machine rather than interacting, connecting with your users. So the community actually gives room for people to actually become a participant. When I mean a participant, like they are actually active participants. But without the community, it will be like a husband that is keeping malice with his wife. Yeah, you are there in the house, but then your presence is not also felt. But when the community actually gives room for everybody to participate, and that's one thing I notice people want. They want to be in a community where they know that people share the same problems with them, the same experience with them, and the same outcome with them as well. So I think every platform that is using AI should also factor the human connection. No matter how AI is going to take people's job and going to reduce the workforce, the human connection is still very much important. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Olatunde Wells. That was beautiful. I must commend you for that. I know my friend for Kweolua is waiting. For Kweolua, let's hear you once again. Then I'll ask, in the age of AI-generated content and algorithm-driven visibility, What role does storytelling, I repeat, what role does storytelling and responsible communication play in ensuring audiences remain informed, engaged, and culturally connected?
Thank you, Prince Will. I think I'm particularly excited about this question because I'm passionate about storytelling.
You should know
Yeah,
that me,
so
myself, I'm passionate about it based on my role. Thank you.
uh, so I think it's very, very obvious that the challenge here is no longer that there's no content. The challenge is that because there's content everywhere, you can just generate, content, be it video, be it video, visual audio, be it articles and the likes. And then what the issue now is that there's no credibility, there's no context, originality, and sometimes even meaning. I was having a conversation with someone and I was saying that it's funny how you see people put a lot of effort into trying not to sound like AI, right? You see people trying to get rid of the likes of M dashes, the likes of some words that are particular to maybe some AI platforms. And what they don't go after is context. And that's pretty much very important. I think it's even more important than trying to get rid of M dashes because I mean, at the end of the day, those are also part of, outputs. People usually use them, right? But you see people go after those things and then they don't go after context. They say things and then it lacks meaning to the audience that they are talking to. You see a brand try to talk to an audience and then there's like an output, there's a content, and the content is far from both the brand and the audience. It doesn't represent the brand well. It doesn't also represent the audience well. So I think this is where storytelling very much still matters. Human storytelling would always carry emotion, it would always carry experience and cultural understanding. I think that's also something that marketers and communication professionals need to put into perspective, that cultural understanding is very much important, and that's where audience segmentation comes in, and being able to tailor your stories, being able to tailor your content to these different, audience segments. And these are things that AI cannot replicate. So technology may change the format with which we do storytelling, of course, but humans still decide what stories are amplified and what values those story carry. So I think in summary, responsible communication means creating content that informs instead of manipulates people, or content that chases virality instead of making meaningful connections, instead of reflecting human experiences. So practically verify information before amplifying, prioritize cultural context, use AI as a support tool rather than a replacement for originality, create communication guidelines, and also invest in media literacy. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can see I'm clapping. I really grabbed your points. Thank you for where you said technology may tell, right? But human will decide at the end of, when it comes to storytelling. Technology may tell, but it all boils down to the ability of we human. So, in other words, we can say that AI cannot replace us. It's the people that can use AI very well that can replace us. Thank you very much for that wonderful insight. And come to you now, Emeka. Emeka, looking at all we've said so far now, what opportunities do you see for startups and young innovators to use AI in building more human-centered, community-driven products and experiences?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So right now, right, everybody knows now, like it's a lot faster and it's a lot easier now to bootstrap platforms and applications. So now there are several different opportunities, especially, in Nigeria where everybody's trying to there's a lot of competition in the job market. There's a lot of, skills to learn. There's a lot of things to do to earn extra money, right? So right now, startups are leveraging AI to, number one, to speed up their workflow, right? Something that would normally take, a team of developers several months to do, right? With the addition of AI now, right? In a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, you have that problem solved. So the time factor, right, and also the human, should I say, the number of humans needed for certain tasks has been, reasonably reduced, right? So right now, there's several opportunities in, creating human-centered designs and community-focused products, right? Especially for, you know, specific regions. For example, instead of building, generalized solutions, right? Startups and companies can now build specific systems to be able to solve people's problems. So right now, there's several opportunities in, healthcare, creator ecosystems, security, and even small businesses, right? Helping people, fintechs to help people, um, solve their transaction problems. And just recently, last week, I spoke to um, a a founder, and he's literally building a solution where businesses can receive cryptocurrency and use that for their, just like normal money, literally just like normal money. You're using crypto for your day-to-day transactions, for airtime, for data, and there's several different opportunities that AI has actually helped people to do. And also last week too, I was at an event, and a founder was telling me about how he built something, an AI agent that basically helps businesses with their operations. So instead of me, let's say I want to order food and I'm texting a restaurant. So instead of me texting a human back to back, right, I can just put my order, just one text. I want to order, let's say, 10 plates of jollof rice and 10 meats, right? And in a matter of seconds, the AI agent responds back with your bill and how to pay. And then, like, it's that simple. So instead of calling or going on one of these apps to order, text back to back or do whatever, like literally in a matter of seconds, you can have your solution. So there's several different fields that AI has helped, particularly in fintech and also small businesses, and then the creator ecosystem as well. The last speaker that answered before me, she said something about content creation. That's like one of the key aspects for your marketing. For instead of you thinking about content, or what do I caption this, how do I do this campaign, like literally your AI agents can literally automate all of those stuffs for you. So like I said, the opportunities are endless, and we can all see that all around us. So yeah, thank you very much for the question.
Thank you very much, Emeka. I really enjoyed this set of speakers we have this week. I really, really enjoyed you. Like as I told Femi, I said that the other time, I wish you can go on. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really got your point very well. And then Olatunde, this is going to be a tough one. Okay, I trust you. So let me say, with AI opening up global opportunities for young Africans, now, how can startups and digital platforms build experiences that empower people not just to consume content? I repeat, not just to consume content, but to contribute value, shape conversations, and participate in digital economy.
Okay, so because of time, and before you ask me to summarize, I'm going to make the answer very short. So, from my experience, what I think African startups should do is not just to see um, the people as a market to be sold to, but to start treating them as a talent to be deployed. And what I mean in the broad perspective is that rather than just creating for instance, we create a learn-to-earn model. So rather than just creating a learning platform, what we do is, okay, the outcome of that learning, after they learn, there are some things they will still need. So we need to also start creating the end-to-end platform for them. So when they learn, like for instance, how to start working remotely, they need also to know where to apply for these remote jobs. They need to know the companies to apply for. They need to know how to get paid. They need to know how to turn those freelance remote skills into a full-time businesses. So for African platform, by the time we start thinking that, okay, these are talents that should be deployed, not just a one-time we sell to them as if they are market. We need to start thinking how we can actually make everything easier for them. And AI has actually make things easier for us. So for every African platform, we need to start seeing the people as a talent to be deployed and not just a market to be sold to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for taking it brief. And we got that. It was an excellent answer. So thank you very much. At this stage, we'll open the floor for questions from our audience. I know some joined, some are watching us live on YouTube as well. So let's start with those of us here on this platform. So please, if there are questions, please, the floor is open. Uh, Okay, while we don't have any here, but if peradventure we get a message from our online viewers, YouTube telling us, I will direct the question, can also send the question across to you. So at this stage, I would like to thank you all for your wonderful insight. So thank you to you all, our incredible speakers, Femi Kehinde, Fokwe Folua Ibrahim. Sorry, the first time I'm pronouncing it very well. Fokwe Folua Ibrahim. I love the name. I will get the meaning very soon. Emeka Agara and Olatunde Wealth. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
such valuable. Yeah, thank you for sharing such valuable insight and perspective during this conversation on MarkHack 5.0. So today's section on from collaborators from consumers to collaborators, guys, the new age in the age of AI has further highlighted how AI is transforming the way audiences engage, participate, create, and influence culture in today's digital ecosystem. So, from content and communities to branding and innovation, it is clear that the future of engagement is becomingly increasingly collaborative, intelligent, and experience-driven. Yeah, I remembered you, Olatunde, and Femi saying something similar to this. So, but at the same time, we want to sincerely thank everyone who joined and participated in today's session. Your engagement and contributions continue to make these conversations impactful and meaningful. So as we continue this journey under the theme, the culture, algorithm, AI, and human experience, we warmly invite you to be part of the main MarkHack 5.0 event happening on June 5th at the Oriental Hotel. So you are all invited. And the event promises to bring together innovators, founders, creators, marketers, technology leaders, and ecosystem stakeholders for deeper conversations, networking, innovation showcases, and transformative experiences, shaping the future of technology, culture, and human interaction. So I hope to see you there. For today, thank you once again for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you at next session and ultimately at MarkHack 5.0 on June 5th. I remain Prince Will Onyekachi.
Thank you, Prince
Right.
Will.
Thank you, Prince Will.
Thank you, Prince Will. Bye.
Thank you, Fope.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Prince.
Thank you. Thank you, Olatunde Wells. Thank you all for joining us today. Yeah. Something.